Well, if you bought one of these, a Ryzen 9 9950X, the top of the line AM5 CPU from 9000 series, and you want to get even more performance out of it, well, this is the right video for you. This is also the right video for you in case you want to simply reduce the power consumption, the heat of your system, and make it run cooler and quieter overall. We can actually do both things at the same time, but depending on how you set it, you can get a lot extra performance or a lot less temperature too. And this is what we're going to do today in this undervolting guide. Quick disclaimer, okay? So I'm using an MSI X870 motherboard, but you can do this on every single motherboard from every single brand out there. So you can do this on X870, X870E, B650, B650E, B850. You kind of got the gist of it. Now, same for the brands, Asus, MSI, Gigabyte, ASRock, BioStar, whatever you want, settings are the same, but the names change a little bit. So I will try to tell you different names, but in case you cannot find the specific settings, you can go on my channel, I'm watching PSUs, and check out my CPU undervolting playlist. And if you cross-reference this with other CPU undervolts from Ryzen 7000 especially, you will see different motherboards, so you can see what the settings are called over there, okay? And then just use the values you see in this video. Now let's go into the BIOS because we are doing everything into the BIOS. I don't recommend Ryzen Master undervolting, but before we go, promise me one thing, okay? I'm just asking for one thing. If the video ends up being helpful and you end up with a better running system, I just ask you guys to drop a like and subscribe, but just after you've tried it. Let's go ahead, let's start tuning. Here we are in the BIOS, okay? So let's go into advanced. And now we want to go into the overclocking section. Now a few things before we actually get started. You do want to enable your XMP profile, which is the EXPO or AXMP. If you have both, just get the EXPO, which is a specific RAM overclock for your system. Now, this is not undervolting related. So you want to enable this and then make sure your system is stable before actually doing the undervolt, because if you encounter instability, you may think it's the undervolt, but it's actually the RAM. I have a dedicated video for AM5 RAM tuning, which I recommend you guys go ahead and take a look, but a few settings I can give you here as well. For example, UCLK Div1 mode, if you have 6000 MHz RAM, you want to put it equal, and then you want to put the FCLK to 2000, okay? Now you may also want to go 2067. This is going to work for most of you. This is just a few quick settings. And also high efficiency mode, you may want to enable this, and memory timing preset, you may want to go tightest. Check this out separately. This is not specifically part of the undervolt, okay? So you may want to try it before actually getting into it. With that said, let's start with the actual undervolt. Now we have two different settings, okay? So one is going to be just a dynamic one where we keep the standard behavior of the CPU and we just optimize the curve. And then the second one, which is the one I prefer, the one I run on my personal system, is going to be a static one. Now the static one is going to be a lot snappier in Windows, like Brian from Tech City says. I agree 100%. It's also going to be a lot better in productivity in my opinion, but you are going to compromise a bit of gaming performance with the static option. So let's start from the static option. Static option, you want to go into CPU ratio or core ratio or something along these lines, and you want to put 50 into it, okay? This is going to make your CPU run at 5 GHz all the time. Now you want to go all the way down until you find core voltage, which may also be called vCore or something along those lines. And you want to go into override mode and quite simply input 1.1 in it. And this is gonna just work straight up. Now, if you wanna tweak this a little bit, or if your PC is not stable, basically, the lower this value, the lower the temperature, the lower the power consumption, but the lower this value, the less likely the core ratio of 5 GHz is stable. So if you're very lucky, maybe 1.075 is gonna work for you, but for most people, 1.1 is gonna work. If you're very unlucky, you may wanna go 1.1 to 50. Now, if you want more performance, still with the static option, you can swap out this to 52. I haven't seen Ryzen 9 CPUs that do 53, but you may also want to try 53 if you want, but 52 is what I recommend. But for this, you're gonna need 1.2 volts. Actually, you need just a bit more than 1.2 for absolute stability. So 1.215 is gonna be fine. Also 1.225 is going to be just 100% stable. You also want to unlock the CPU a little bit, so we want to go into advanced CPU configuration, and you will find an option called TDP or config TDP, and you will have a lot of different values, as you can see. Now, you want to just fully unlock it. If it's for performance, okay, just put the maximum one because the CPU is going to run at a static voltage either way, so it's not really important. But if you're really concerned about like your temperature, etc., I find a good middle way is going to be 105 watts. You want to just save power, save temperature. But really, if you're going with the static option, I recommend you go 170 watts all the way. Okay, no problem. Now, with that out of the way, let's actually take a look at the dynamic option, the best for gaming. Now, for that, of course, we don't want to do any of what we've done before. So let's just put all the values back right here. And we now want to go into the advanced CPU configuration, AMD overclocking, and precision boost overdrive. I will also show you how you can find this in a different place, because basically every single motherboard will have the AMD overclocking. It's in advanced and AMD overclocking. So AMD have done this so that every single motherboard has the same settings. So basically, the overclocking tab is going to be a bit different, but the AMD overclocking is going to be the same for every motherboard. So just go into it, accept this, and now we can do all the tweaking we want. So we want to go into the precision boost overdrive mode and go into advanced right here. Now, PBO limits is basically what we've done before with the config TDP. And in case your motherboard is very cheap, you don't have the config TDP, you can just go PBO limits manual, and you can put the values from before here, like the 170 watts, you can just put it here, okay, in case you don't have it. But today we have it, so we can just put it in the other place because it's simpler. Now, actual undervolt, core optimizer, all cores, negative, 20, and now you can drop a like, subscribe, and close the video if you want. But if you want to stay, I'm going to give you a few extra tips. So basically, 20 is going to work for 99% of you, but the higher this number, the higher your performance and the lower your temperature. So this is the magic number. The highest you can get while being stable is ideal. Like if you could get 30, that would be amazing. But 30, you need to be lucky, okay, to get fully stable. For most people, 20 is going to be fine. I think 25 works on a lot of CPUs, but you're on the edge of stability. 30, you need to be lucky. If you're very unlucky, put 15. And if you have like literally the worst CPU in the world, put 10, okay? Even the worst in the world is gonna get 10 working, okay? So this is it. Now, one last thing is gonna be a TDP configuration for a dynamic option. So we go again in the config TDP. And now for the dynamic, I don't recommend you go 170 watts because your CPU is gonna overheat a little bit. If you have an insanely good cooler, sure, 170 watts. But for most people, 105 watts is going to be a good middle way, and it's what I actually run and recommend for the dynamic option. Or if you have just a good cooler, 120. Of course, if you want to just save power, go 95. Don't go lower than 95, you're just leaving performance on the table. If you want to go lower than 95, you just do the static option. It's a better choice. We are really done. Video is over, so again, try it out. Let me know down in the comments. I read them all, I try to answer them all, but it's a bit tricky sometimes. And remember your promise, so consider dropping a like and subscribe if the video was helpful, and I hope to see you guys again. I have more undervolting videos for GPUs and controllers too, so maybe check out the channel. Bye bye.